He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Well, how you doing, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cajun Conservative, where I talk about life, I talk about liberty, and I talk about the pursuit of happiness, and I tell you the truth and expose the lies. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you are located on the platform you are listening on. Want to give a shout out to everyone that has been faithful in listening to the show and watching the show on YouTube and Rumble. Love you guys. Thank you for your continued support. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the show if this is your first time, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I'm going to quote something. The other day I had a comment on our Brothers Just Searching YouTube page, and it was one of our listeners on that platform and for the Brothers Just Searching, and it said, I can't wait. The person that wrote it said, I can't wait to be a viable member to help this podcast out. And I was like, you can just share. And there's a lot of people like this. We love your content. We want to go ahead and we want to help you out as much. How can we help you out? Tell your friends. Email them an episode of the show. Share with political groups. I have 12 political groups I shared this show to so I'm doing my part too. I'm just not sitting down like, I hope the listens come in. I'm trying to get the show out. So if you, the listener, my faithful listeners, would go ahead and share the show, that would help me tremendously. As I always say, I don't ask for a penny. Look, the truth is free. The Bible said the truth shall set you free. If Jesus gave it to you free, why shouldn't I give it to you free? Now, it's a different story if somebody would call me like, hey, we want a contract? Sure. I'm hitting to some big networks, please. I'm not tired of driving a dump truck. It's hot in Louisiana right now. I'm just saying. I like my job. I like my job. But the thing of it is, it's hot in here in Louisiana. We just went through 2 months of rain, and we're like, golly, it's soggy and hot. Now it's just hot. Can cut the grass though. That's what's a good thing. But anyway, like I'm chasing that rabbit, as my good friend Aubrey Box from Brothers Just Searching says. Shoot that rabbit. Get rid of it. But yeah. Anyway, no. Like the show, share the show, and it helps out. If you're a faithful listener and you like, man, I wish I really can help the Cajun Conservative. Go to your social media accounts, share the show, share it until it breaks the algorithm of Facebook and YouTube. Just share it. Share it. Like if you're a Christian, you share your faith. That should be the number one thing. Share your faith as much as possible if you're a Bible believing, Holy Ghost filled, Bible thumping Christian. And then share just as much the Cajun Conservative Show. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen something that you just like, how dumb can these people be? I'm serious. Look, especially like me, I follow politics as a hobby. People might say, you need a different hobby. I know. I've been trying to find one. I can't find one. Well, I'm a youth pastor, so, them kids take up a lot of time. Got Mr. Hezekiah in the room giving a handshake. Hey. Anyway, no, but I follow politics right now for a hobby and to do this show. And ladies and gentlemen, look, don't get me wrong. I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I have misspoke. I have missaid. I have thought something, or I made predictions that were not right. I understand that. I'm human. But ladies and gentlemen, I think I could do a better job at, if you compare my show to The View, I'm Einstein and they are not a blade of grass. I'm serious, ladies and gentlemen. Look, there was an episode that I think came out today at the time of this recording, where The View, and I have the clip. I'm not going to play all the clip because it's almost 3 minutes long. And look, I'm sorry. It's hard to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm not trying to offend people here, but people on the left call us brainwashed. People on the left call us one-sided. People on the left call us so much stuff, and they're like, how dare you, like being open-minded. How dare you not be open-minded? But when you ask somebody that's on the left that does a podcast, do you look at Fox News? Do you look at The Hill? Do you look at Red State? Do you look at Daily Wire? No, we don't look at that. Why? Because CNN is gospel. MSNBC is gospel. The View is gospel. Who's more one-sided than that? Ladies and gentlemen, look, I always say I'm beating this dead horse, but sometimes it needs to get hit again. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast right here, I pull from Politico, I pull from CNN, I pull from MSNBC on occasion, I pull from the other side. I read leftist newspapers. Now, please don't fall out your chair. I am not one of them podcast hosts that say, hey, Fox News is gospel, the Daily Wire is gospel, Town Hall is gospel. No, the only gospel is the gospel. Jesus Christ and him crucified. That's it. That's the only truth that is secure. And even some of my leftist friends are probably foaming at the mouth because of it, because they're like, Isaac, you're talking about the Bible again. I'm a Christian. What you expect me to do? But ladies and gentlemen, I don't look at one news source and say, that's gospel. Look, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I hardly listen to talk show hosts now. I give credit to my ability to do this and learn how to do this through two people, Moon Griffon of Louisiana and the great late Rush Limbaugh. I listen to those two men, and look, Moon's still in the air. Moon's getting great opportunities. He's going on Dan Bongino this week. Ladies and gentlemen, I admire these men, especially Moon, but at the same time, I don't hardly listen to them no more. Why? Because when I want my opinion to be genuine. I don't want to be heard from somebody like Scott Ford and stuff. I listen to Scott's shows, great shows. I listen to C3s. Those are really the only two that I listen to right now. But ladies and gentlemen, as for listening to Dan Bongino, or Ben, and look, Matt Walsh. I love Matt Walsh. I love listening to him, and I will turn him on occasion when I want to hear his opinion on something. And it's nothing against him. I recommend all of y'all. If you listen to this podcast, you will love them podcasts. But I want to be genuine. I want my opinion right here. When I'm talking about The View, is my opinion. I didn't hear Matt Walsh say nothing. I didn't hear Ben Shapiro. I didn't hear Moon Griffon. It's my opinion. I watched it and I'm like, look, and the first thing that thought out of my mind, how dumb can the host of The View be? Because, ladies and gentlemen, look, like compared to my show, I think I make more sense than them. Now, you might be on the left, like, you say you're showing Cajuns have intelligence. That ain't much intelligence. But, you turn off this one and go watch The View. But anyway, let's get back to this because I know I'm going on a rampage right there. But ladies and gentlemen, The View, I'm serious. First off, how these 5 women are still on TV? How? With the dumb things they say. I still don't know. How dumb can The View be? Why do I say this? Because the episode this week, and this is from Fox News, The View host Sunny Hostin is blasted for claiming Nikki Haley uses fake name to hide Indian heritage. Twitter users ripped into ABC The View co-host Sunny Hostin for claiming former United Nations ambassador Nikki Haley a chameleon for not going by her first name. Hostin implied that the former diplomat was self-conscious over her Indian ethnicity. So she changed her name. I thought Nikki is her middle name, and she's gone by it since childhood. But even her co-hosts disagreed with the statement, as did conservatives on Twitter who accused Hostin of being prejudiced. Oh, no, not somebody on the left. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine, and I don't have the clip. Well, I have the clip, but like I said, it's way too long because I think we need to talk about something else that Whoopi the Goofy did. I need to start look, I'm not trying to be rude, ladies and gentlemen, but Whoopi is goofy. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But anyway, this statement right, and look, ladies and gentlemen, this woman, Sunny Hostin, my goodness. And look, they were talking about, let me give you some content on this. They were talking about 2024 candidates because we're going to talk about Biden's 60-minute interview in a few minutes. But on that interview, Biden did not make it clear he was going to run for 2024. If I announce, that means I got to start doing laws and start doing things for the campaign and everything like that. But it was very unclear. So now there's rumors going around that he ain't going to run, which a good-looking host just told you that a while back. I don't think he's going to run. Anyway, But Biden goes ahead and makes a statement. Now they're talking about 2024 candidates, and the conservative co-host Farron Griffin made some remarks on who she thought would be a good candidate in the 2024. She mentioned Nikki Haley, and the first word, and look, this lady looked like demons were about to come out of her. Nikki Haley, the chameleon? Imagine me calling Nikki Haley, or better yet, because I wouldn't call Nikki Haley that, but someone on the left. Let's just say, and I know people get mad at me when I call President Biden backwards Joe. That's the president of the United States. How dare you? But imagine me calling somebody of the minority a chameleon. Or some vulgar name. Oh, he's a racist, homophobic, bigot Republican. That's why. And look, I'm going to quote my good friend Scott Ford in his last video. He said, if the Democrats do it, it's okay. But if Republicans do it, oh, it's a crime. It's a sin. You can't do that, you nasty Republican. But this one did it. That's a Republican. You cannot say anything. You see how it's flipped, ladies and gentlemen? Nikki Haley even called it. Nikki Haley went as far as in a reply saying that it was racist. But she called it a chameleon, and every time this, and look, I don't even know why. First off, this lady is not a true conservative. She does mention in a clip that she don't think Donald Trump should run. I can't bite her on that or fight her on that because I don't think Donald Trump should run. I think it should be Ron DeSantis. And there's signs of it being Ron DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom. But anyway, but she also made some other things. She talked about Mike Pompeo, Wormhead Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunny Hastings first off was very rude to this co-host. I don't know how far Miss Griffins is going to stay on there. But anyway, now that's just one thing, because she called her a chameleon and people are calling her racist. There's a lot of tweets out there. So that's the first dumb thing we're going to talk about. Next, let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg, because Whoopi Goldberg, Goofy, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When I see Whoopi Goldberg, I think of Goofy. Hey guys, you want a hot dog? Look, people might think, oh, Isaac, that's rude. No, I'm serious. Whoopi is Goofy. I'm sorry. Goofy Whoopi. Am I saying her name right? I'm going to look to you. You hear. But anyway, so now this is where I'm going to come. This is where I'm going to come on the clip, because I want you to hear Miss Goofy's comment about Joe Biden, because she said, let me just play the clip, because this really got to be said and heard right here. Just 1 second.
There is nothing wrong with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He has done what nobody else was able to do. And so...
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to stop right there for a second. I'm going to have to play this back. There's nothing wrong with Joe Biden. He did something that nobody did. Yeah, he did. What you mean, Isaac? Did Biden do something great? No. He cost us 9.1 inflation rate back in July. He made us go to $5 a gallon gas. The border crisis is worse than ever before. He's the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama didn't even do this. But Whoopi says there's nothing wrong with Joe Biden. Joe Biden's the president of the United States. He's doing a good job. And my ears are bleeding because I'm hearing this lady. Let's continue. Let's hear some more damning news.
You know, I feel like if you've done a good job, I want you to continue to do that.
He hasn't.
I don't want to have to re-educate another person on what the values of this country are. I don't want to do it. And if you find a Republican who we don't have to re-educate about the values of America and the promise, then it's discussionable. But the folks that you mentioned, because they hung on every word you know who said, they don't qualify.
Liz Cheney.
They don't qualify. You know what she's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Republicans, MAGA Republicans, like Ron DeSantis. And look, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter. She kind of mentioned Nikki Haley might be all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter. If you have an R behind your name, you're not qualified. And listen to her. You heard how she said it? We need to re-educate. I don't want to re-educate a new person into that role. Re-educate him to what? Socialism? Because that's what Biden has done? Oh, I think he did a good job. No, he didn't. He put this country in a place where we have to rely on foreign nations. And this is why Whoopi is goofy. I'm sorry. Goofy to Whoopi. I see you. I'm sorry. This woman is a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal, if the Happy Meal is there at all. This woman, I'm sorry. This woman, Whoopi Goldberg and Miss Sunny Hostin, they don't know what look, they told us brainwashed. Ladies and gentlemen, this reminds me of the 2020 Summer of Love. You know, when the buildings were coming down and burning and you had people, this is a mostly peaceful protest. Look, this is the thing, the Democrats, this is what they do. Everything can be falling around them. Everything can be in destruction. Oh, but we're doing a good job. Oh, we love America. We want America to be socialism. And this is a good thing. The economy's bad. Shut up, you stupid Republican. And that's what this is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it don't matter. Miss Farrar and Griffin, like I said, they won't ever ask me to go on The View. But at the same time, Miss Farrar and Griffin shouldn't even be there. Because she at least she has some sense of, she might be a moderate, but she don't have a shot against these other women. Ladies and gentlemen, now I want to finish the clip before the time runs out, because this is the third point that I was like, this is stupid. These women don't. Wow. Let's just finish hearing this clip right here after this conversation with Whoopi.
Though. Nikki Haley,
except maybe.
Can I say something very quickly?
Yeah.
I think Gavin Newsom is sort of that fresh energy that we need. I think that he's charismatic. I think that he is smart. He runs the 5th largest economy in the world, bigger, more productive than India and the United Kingdom. I think if you want someone that has real leadership and business experience, I'm not even going to talk about the good looks, Gavin Newsom.
You know,
the Americans deserve better than a Trump versus.
Because of the rising energy prices, we are certainly.
I should have lowered it down. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Newsom. He runs the 5th largest economy. That's failing. Go buy a gallon of milk in California. You probably pay $15 a gallon if you're lucky. Gas prices have not went down past $5 a gallon in California. Gavin Newsom is the fool that says we're going to end gas-powered vehicles by 2035 when 2 days later, please don't plug up your electric cars. Gavin Newsom. They called us brainwash. I'll be right back. I'll be right back after this short break. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company.
With your blood, cleansed and made us whole. Not one hoof, not one soul.
All right, guys, welcome back to the second segment of the show. This is why I like a guest in the show, because or somebody watching me, they give me some good ideas, and I figured out why I'm gonna call Whoopi Goofy. Because look, imagine this, guys. Because the way she thinks, she's goofy. Okay, I'm just saying she's goofy, but she ain't the only one. The whole host, all 5 of them. This is what she probably does when she gets into the show. Whoopee, I want a hot dog. Or whoopee, I'm goofy. I don't know. It just okay. I can't do it as good as Kai here. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. Just think of Goofy and hear her name Whoopi. I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, that was horrible. I'm sorry. Look, even the last one. Gavin Newsom. I'm sorry, man. Oh. Gavin Newsom couldn't put a doorknob together with instructions. Hey, Gavin, can you go ahead and put this doorknob on this door? I don't know how to do that. All I know how to do is tell a country or state. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is the thing that I just, who in their right mind would say Gavin Newsom probably couldn't get 2 votes in the North Pole? And I'm not talking about the North Pole or there's nobody in the 2 polar bears wouldn't vote for that sucker. My goodness, Gavin Newsom, can you? How are these people still on television when there's so much better content out there? I'm serious, man. And they call, look, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't show the whole clip. Like I said, it's way too long. I could have broke down the whole clip, but we still been talking about this. You would have had a whole show that's based on that one clip. But the so-called conservative in that inner circle of The View, like I said, every time she mentioned a name, Nikki Haley, Chameleon, Mike Pompeo, Warhead Mike, and she mentioned one other, I can't remember, and she resorted to nicknames. When she said Gavin Newsom, Griffin, I believe her name is, did not say a single word. She didn't insult her. And that's when liberals are losing the argument. They like to insult you, but they're like, you got to shut your mouth and let me talk. But when she mentioned Gavin Newsom, I wish, and if Griffin was a real hardcore conservative, would have said, Gavin Newsom? Ugh. I did that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching on Rumble and YouTube, go check out my YouTube channel, The Cajun Conservative Show, and also Rumble. Type in my name, Isaac Hayes, capital I, capital H, all together, and go look up the video that's right here. You would see my expression when she said Gavin Newsom. I look like I ate a lemon. Gavin Newsom. And look, I said that early in the segment. It is setting up for a Newsom versus Ron DeSantis, or Gavin Newsom against Donald Trump. Because let's go to the 60-minute interview. That's where I want to go to now. So Joe Biden, for the first time in God knows how long, finally had a television interview. And he sat down. Let me find the gentleman's name. Scott Pole. I guess that's his name. Scott Pole. From CBS Evening News for 60 Minutes. And they covered a few things. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be blunt with you. I know that 60 Minutes is a Biden-loving network. Why? Because this interview, and look, before you left us, get your croissants in a bunch and hype around, he probably read this from Fox News. Oh, he read that. No, I went and I did something you don't do. I went look at the information and I watched it for myself. And ladies and gentlemen, it was hard. You don't, and look. I hope you found. I hope people find a new appreciation. I watch this so you don't feel the pressure. You don't feel the agony. Now, unless I play it on here, then you're like, Isaac, please stop. No. I go ahead and I try at my best to watch, like that whole MAGA. Remember the red background with the two Marines in the background and made it look like China, a socialistic country. I went and watched that whole speech, and my poor brain cells were leaking out my ear. But I went and watched this interview, and ladies and gentlemen, the most softball questions, some of the easiest questions that a president can ask for. Donald Trump dreams of a 60-minute interview like that, ladies and gentlemen. He dreams of it. Donald Trump said, why couldn't they ask me questions like that? And ladies and gentlemen, Biden is the only person on God's green earth that would mess up this type of interview. Oh, what you mean, Isaac? Because first off, ladies and gentlemen, it's only about 25 minutes long, and that's not the stuff they didn't add in. CBS Evening News put something out called 60 Minutes Overtime, and they put two segments that were not in that interview. My personal belief is because it made Biden look bad. It was two segments that he struggled on. And Scott Perley tried to ask him questions, but they took it out. So a lot of that was edited. Probably only 15 minutes of it is Biden talking, and everything else is Mr. Scott, the anchor, talking. But Scott asked him a question on Taiwan. And let me go ahead and find yes, so again, as before, off the clearly not learning his lesson, Joe Biden pledged the United States military to defend Taiwan should China try to seize the territory by force. And this was the question: would U.S. forces defend the island? Asked 60 Minutes Scott Parley. Yes, if in the fact there was an unprecedented attack, President Biden answered. So like on Ukraine, to be clear, sir, U.S. forces, U.S. men and women would defend Taiwan in the event of China's invasion. Parley asked to offer the president a chance to clarify his position and kind of do-over never afforded to the conservative politicians, which is true. Yes, was again Biden's answer in the interview, but the story doesn't end there. That is from Town Hall, the description. Ladies and gentlemen, now look, don't get me wrong. I think in our treaty with Taiwan, I would have to ask some military guys or whatever. I believe we are supposed to defend Taiwan in the case of an invasion of any sort. Because if I'm trying to remember, I know Japan, our treaty with them in World War II, they couldn't have an army and we protect them or whatever. Because we conquered them in World War II. So the president, you think about it, would have gave a right answer. But, like I said, the story don't end there. According to the voiceover, I cannot say that name right, Pele, or Scott Pele, whatever his name is, during the interview that aired on Sunday afternoon, after the interview, a White House official told us U.S. policy has not changed. Why? Because early in the year, I believe, Joe Biden made the same statement, and the White House had to say, no. Ladies and gentlemen, softball questions. They even gave him a chance to say, well, I misspoke right there. No, I didn't mean we would go ahead and defend Taiwan. We would go ahead and help them with supplies and everything like that. They don't give that chance to us Republicans, but the Biden administration, ladies and gentlemen, had to come and say, hey, the president misspoke. And he had to put that in the interview, ladies and gentlemen. The most softball question, and even gave him a rebuttal. He could have rebutted what he said. No, but the president messed up on that. So, hey, we're going to defend Taiwan. Also in that interview, Biden admitted that the pandemic is over. We're not in the pandemic no more, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I have never been vaccinated. I have my personal beliefs on it. But ladies and gentlemen, I know people that today have COVID-19. One of my relatives are in the hospital right now with COVID-19. But listen to this. This is from Town Hall Media. Well, Town Hall, the news website. President Biden declared the COVID-19 pandemic over during an interview with CBS 60 Minutes and acknowledged that prompted anger amongst liberals and questions from conservatives. Noting that is the first, this is from the 60-minute interview. Noting that is the first Detroit auto show in 3 years. Host Scott Pelley, how you say that guy's name right there? Let me get your opinion. Peley. Pele. You know this is not scripted, by the way. I'm just saying. Heck on it. The host of I'm gonna call him the host of 60. No, not Palmer. No, that's another. That's from 24. That's the president of 24. Anyway, host Scott Pelley asked the president that if it was a sign that the pandemic was over, while noting the virus continues to be a problem. The Biden administration, the pandemic is over. That is Biden's words, ladies and gentlemen. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everyone seems to be in pretty good shape. So I think it's changing, and I think the Detroit Auto Show resuming is a perfect example of it, he added. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the mask mandates that are happening in liberal cities, the same liberal cities that do not want to take immigrants when they told them they would, are having mask mandates. The president of the United States needs to go, where's Dr. Fauci? I forgot, where's Dr. Fauci that said, hey, you need to wear a mask? Where's Dr. Fauci? Why ain't Dr. Fauci doing like he did with Trump? You remember Trump would say something about the pandemic and Dr. Fauci would come, no, the president didn't say that. That was wrong. I hate when I do his voice. Need some water. But where's Dr. Fauci? Where's Dr. Fauci, ladies and gentlemen? Where is Dr. Fauci on this? On social media, COVID is not over began trending with liberals reminding the president that there were reported about 400 Americans who continue to die each day from the virus. Conservatives, meanwhile, pointed out that there is no justification for any COVID restrictions to be in place anymore or any vaccines or mask mandates to remain. He also just upended his administration's argument for its student loan bailout. Ladies and gentlemen, conservatives and liberals are like, no. His own people, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I said only Biden can mess up a setup interview like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Also, he said that how did he say it? Why voters are going to be hearing just a lot in the next 2 months. Ladies and gentlemen, President Biden, with less than 2 months away, President Biden appeared to take a dismissive attitude towards inflation, despite the issue being the top concern for voters. Mr. President, as you know, last Tuesday, the annual inflation rate came to a 8.3. The stocks market non-diverse. People are shocked by their grocery bill. What can you do? What can you do better and faster? The CBS host asks. Well, first, let's put in perspective, Biden replied. The inflation rate month to month was just an inch. Hardly at all. You're not arguing that 8.3% is good news, surprised the host of 60 Minutes. No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before I met. It's not. You're acting like we made it sound like all of a sudden, my God, it went up to 8.2. The inflation rate, Mr. President, is 40 years high, the host acts. I got that, the president says. See, I'm even messing. It's hard to even read the transcript for Biden right now. But guess we are in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked. What? What was July? 9.1% inflation rate in July, everyone. The highest in 40 years. It has just barely. It's been basically Even in the meantime, we created all these jobs and the prices have gone up, but they come down for energy. Oh, the energy that went up that you didn't take credit for, but now the energy that you're taking credit for that's going down, that energy, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't his fault. It was Ukraine, Russia, everyone's fault. Gas prices went up, but when gas prices went down, that's me. Ladies and gentlemen, the job numbers are good. Probably because people have to find maybe more than one job to survive. And the gas prices, the same question I always ask. I wish you would ask. Wait a minute. If you brought down the gas prices and the energy crisis went down, why couldn't you do it before now? Think about it. The fact is that we've created 10 million new jobs. Since we have come to office. We're in a situation where the unemployment rate is about 3.7, one of the lowest in history. We're in a situation where manufacturing is coming back to the United States in a big way. Thanks to Trump. They're saying because Trump brought them jobs back. And look down the road. We have a massive investment being made in computer chips and unemployment. So I look, this is the process. This is the process. Ladies and gentlemen, the president, it just moved an inch month to month. But you got to realize they don't go month to month. They go year to year. Ladies and gentlemen, you're still paying. And he acted all surprised. You acting like it just went up 8.2. It kind of did. President Trump only had, I think, maybe 3% inflation rate. So in 2 years that this president has been in there, the inflation rate, don't quote me. I'm trying to remember, went from 3 point something to 9.1 in July. Now it's at 8.2. You're still paying almost 8% more than what you paid for your stuff 2 years ago. Ladies and president. I'm thinking of the president too much. Ladies and gentlemen, this president right here is out of touch with you. I did an episode, I think 2 episodes ago. Democrats are out of touch with the American people. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. This shouldn't have been. This should have been Biden's finest moment. You had a host of 60 Minutes, Scott Pillay, give him the most easy, most understanding questions of all time. Gave him some answers, and still Biden botched the interview to where the White House has to come and defend him. And the White House has to help the president. This is sad, ladies and gentlemen. This is beyond sad. On that note, I'll be right back after this short break.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all in one word, the Scott Ford Show, and it's on Rumble. And I also have a motivational success show on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell. That would mean a lot to me. Enjoy your life. Thank you, Isaac. God bless.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. Continue a little bit on what Biden's, speech, not his speech, his interview, which I just read. I don't think I have it right here. It's been 7 months and 233 days since Biden did a television interview. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what's funny? And this always gets me. Trump was available for the media anytime, like him or not. Remember when he would walk to the telepath where the plane was or the helicopters were and whatever? He would always stop and address the media. And I mean, the media would give him stupid questions. I got you moment questions. And the media well, Donald Trump don't want to talk to us. Donald Trump never, ever wants to go ahead and have an interview with us. But they were always available to ask him a question. Yes, Kaylee McIntyre, the one that was his press secretary, only did certain limited press conferences. Oh, they're not making it full time. No. You have a president that spent over 230 some days not being interviewed by anybody. This man did a press conference earlier today at the time of this interview, and they asked him about why is the border overwhelmed, and he was walking away, and I don't know why he turned back around, but he said it wasn't rational to deport migrants from Venezuela, Cuba, and Nigeria. And I know that he don't want to take any questions, but that was a question he took. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not rational. They're not citizens of this country. Well, their countries are bad, and they're looking for a better life. And I'm looking for a better life. I would have a way better life if I had $1 million. But you don't see me going to a person's house and rob them and take $1 million, and when they arrest me, oh, you stole some money, you need to go to jail. No, because I want a better life, and this $1 million will help me to get it. You never see me do that. You go to jail. You stole $1 million. Go to a bank and say, I'm entitled to $1 million. You need to give it to me. They're gonna laugh at you, and if you try to take it by force, they're gonna put you to jail. They're gonna put you in jail. But it's kind of funny, these migrants and these immigrants come across the border. Oh, we're entitled to a better life. Come. America's waiting on you. Go to a red state. And when the red state say, no, we don't want them, we're going to send them to a blue state. Oh, we don't want them either. We will love you from afar. That's my last episode I talked about. But anyway, the president he normally don't take questions at his press conferences. He don't sit down for interviews. And you don't hear a peep from the left. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they're butt-kissing Biden and they hate Trump. Look, it has flipped in the media. President Biden has an overall favor. He don't get no bad coverage. And if he gets bad coverage, it means he done something so bad that the media can't hide it. President Trump took us, and we were talking about inflation numbers earlier, and we did start doing some research during the break. I said Trump had a 3-point-something inflation rate. I was wrong. We just went, look, in 2020, the American inflation rate was sitting at 1.2. Inflation peaked in July at 9.1. An 8 percentage jump since 2020. I wonder what changed. The White House. Oh, there you go, blaming Biden again. Well, he was the only president between him and Trump. And the world and the media is trying to portray him as something great. So let's go ahead and talk, like I'll talk about at 60 Minutes. There was one more thing I wanted to address and I didn't get to on this 60-minute interview. Biden was asked, are you going to run for president again? I brought you out some content in the first segment when I talked about the View and Goofy Whoopie. They were talking about this. So President Biden was asked during a 60-minute interview if he would run for re-election in 2024, open the door. He was asked the question. Let me see. I'm trying to. So, President Biden does not commit to run in 2024. This is from Breaking 911 Twitter. My intentions, as I said to the beginning, is that I would run again, but it's just an intuition. Intuition. Read it wrong. But it is a firm decision that I run again. That remains to be unseen. That is a quote from President Joe Biden. Now, ladies and gentlemen, great late Rush Limbaugh told everybody Biden isn't going to make it his whole term. And I remember, and I hold this, Rush isn't there to defend himself no more. But Rush said he gives Biden about 2 years. That was his prediction. And I know I'm quoting Rush Limbaugh, but I think it's something that we need to think through. Rush predicted, now this is prediction, it's not fact, I'm not holding this as gospel, said he's probably going to quit and Kamala Harris is going to take over. That gives her a chance to run for 3 terms, give or take. Now, with Biden making this, because remember, Biden a while back said, yes, he planned to run. Kamala Harris said, yeah, he planned to run. Now, all the Democrats are like, we really don't want Biden to run. Now, Biden is even saying to himself, I might not run. So, as I said with The View, they did mention a few names that they would like to see run, and one of them is Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is salivating over after Biden's latest 2024 statement. In July, when this is from Town Hall, when Biden was overseas, California's Governor Gavin Newsom visited the White House and had a meeting with Chief of Staff Ron Klain. He didn't go into the building through a discard side door, but instead walked through the front door of the West Wing in order for the press to cramp to him, clearly seeing him visiting. This week, Newsom is attempting to get attention from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is seen for formidably 2024's Republican presidential candidate. And this is because he called for investigation into Ron DeSantis, which is happening in Texas. Of a sheriff wants to make sure that Florida didn't connive these people, and I'm talking Cajun now, connive, which means to entice them to come to Florida so they can send them to Martha's Vineyard. So Gavin Newsom is in the name for this, and this is it just isn't Gavin Newsom. This is from Red State Report. 2024 stage being set for possible Kamala Newsom battle as rumors swirl about Biden's intentions. Need some water. Refreshing. Anyway, it's been pretty obvious for months now that California Governor Gavin Newsom has his eyes on the White House, and thought a new report doesn't quote straight from the horse's mouth regarding his intention, it does shed more light on his mindset regarding 2024. According to two well-known connections, California Democrat insider, Newsom absolutely plans to throw his hat into the ring in the event President Joe Biden decides not to run. In addition to the very public war of wars, Newsom, I can't say it. I'm trying to think of a. They make this long word. I'm like, he strategized and stated against. He went in and fought against, or said some words against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over the summer, as well as his pro-abortion campaign against pro-life red states. The Warp also reported that Newsom has been working to kick the fundraising machine into overdrive, and noticed that he has also been hurling with political consultants who have national election expectations. So that's from Red State. Like we said, they asked the president, are you committing to running again? And Biden said, my intentions, as I said to begin with, is that I would run again, but it's just intention, but it is a firm decision that I run again. That remains to be unseen. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I do miss Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh hit right on the nail. It's almost around that time for 2 years. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my observance of this. If Biden leaves the White House, is because he knows he won't better get nothing done in 2024. Well, 2022 to 2024. Why? Because there's a new poll out today. Let me see if I can find it. I think today. Oh, I knew I saved it. Where is it at? Oh, yes. Fox News today. Warnock team reacts to Georgia poll showing GOP ahead in Senate governor's elections. This race will be close, according to the article. Georgia Senate and global national midterm races are tightening as new polls found that the majority of voters in the state hope to see Republicans pick up control of Congress in November. The New Atlantic Journal Constitutional poll found that if the election were today, 51% of registered Georgia voters would like to see Republicans in control of Congress, giving them a strong 8-point edge over the 43% who would have hoped Democrats hold on their majority this fall. So, ladies and gentlemen, I predict Georgia's going to go red. That's my prediction. I also believe they're going to the Republicans are going to take over the Senate, and I believe they're going to take over the House. For sure, the House. There's way too many numbers that are proving that point right now. And ladies and gentlemen, Biden making this statement, he might resign. Now, a lot of people, yay! No, don't rejoice too much. You would have Kamala Harris coming in, and the way Gavin Newsom is setting everything up, he might be the VP. God help us. Because Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom, that's bad. And ladies and gentlemen, look, and I've been saying this. I'm the one. Look, if Trump wins the nomination for Republican, I will gladly vote for Trump. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. But if I'm really on the DeSantis train on this, because ladies and gentlemen, if it comes down to Gavin Newsom and to Ron DeSantis will blow Gavin Newsom out the water, in the sense of political speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody likes Gavin Newsom, and it's kind of funny. The media is trying to force Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris down our throat. They both have crappy numbers. So Biden making that statement that he does not want to, and like he did say that too, and that's why I don't think Trump has announced. They got laws, they got things, and that is a good excuse. But ladies and gentlemen, Biden a few months ago was like, yeah, I'm running again. But now it's I gotta see where I'm at. Ladies and gentlemen, it would not surprise me if the president of the United States says he's stepping down. And if look, even dead, Russia's probably making right predictions. I'm just saying. He made it when he was alive, but his predictions are still coming true. All right, so look, I want to do this every so often. At the end of the show, I want to leave you some with positive. And I did this a few weeks ago where I talked about young Republicans, or you as a Republican influencing the younger people. And I got some good feedback off of it. And I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of the show as well. And we were talking about our shows and everything like that. And he made a point to me that, well, I'm going to say it because he said this on his show. Go check out Scott Ford's YouTube show, his motivation show, where he talks about don't worry. This is where, I heard it on there. Well, I talked to him first, and I went and watched the show, and he reiterated about not living on this side, living on the other side. What was he meaning? And I want to talk about this for a second because I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I love the Lord with all my heart. He's the Savior of my life. I serve Him. I live my life for Him. I teach for Him. This show is dedicated to Him. He gets the glory. He gets the honor. And I want to reiterate that for a second, because it makes a good point. Ladies and gentlemen, this world is not our home. If you are a believing Christian, and when I mean that, I mean believe that Jesus Christ is the Lord of your life, and you walk after Him, you should, worry about politics. Look, I'm a Christian, and I do worry about. I see the things in this world. I know things are bad. I know things are happening. But ladies and gentlemen, my mind is not on politics 24/7. I have a family. I have a ministry. I have a few ministries. My heart and my soul belongs to Jesus. So I am going to be kingdom minded. What do you mean by that, Brother Isaac? I am going to look for Jesus to come back and take us home. This world's going to crumble. This world's going to fall. This world's going to have bad times. But greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You might wonder why I always tell you, do not be faint of heart because Jesus has overcome the world. Because he has. He defeated Satan, hell, and the grave. And when you start having that mindset that Christ is the center of everything. Yeah, you worry about politics. Yeah, it might make you angry. It might make you upset. But you have the intentions, wow, this world is not my home. You know, there's some cults and some people that teach that this is heaven where we in. If this is heaven, I hate to see hell. If this is heaven, I don't want to stay. But ladies and gentlemen, this isn't heaven. So I want to advise you, if you don't know Jesus Christ, your personal Lord and Savior, accept him. And let him be Lord of your life. And become kingdom-minded. I'm not, because look, and I could get into all that. Go listen to Brothers Assertion. We might cover that later on. Kingdom theology and stuff like that. There's some things I disagree with it. But I like how Mr. Kevin Wallace says on from Redemption to the Nation Church in Tennessee. If you're kingdom-minded, you're going to walk like you're living in the kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a pilgrim passing through this land. So do me a favor. Trust Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Let him live in you. Let him use you and become kingdom-minded. Because, look, politics gets you discouraged. I know this. I have friends that call me and all the time say, look, this is bad. I get discouraged. What to do? Do what I do. Lord, help this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, this nation's bad. This nation is going down in the toilet. But guess what? I'm going to quote it again. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And I want to leave you with that important message tonight. Remember, this world is not our home. As that old song says, I'm just a passing through. Until then, though, until I pass through, I will be here every Monday and every Thursday to talk politics with you and to tell you about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And yes, to show you Cajuns do have intelligence. On that note, I want to thank you for listening to the Cajun Conservative Show this episode. Hope it was a good one for you. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back. He's coming back soon, so don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. Again, if you want to know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior and to make heaven your eternal home, email me. I'll get back with you and I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior. Until next time, be blessed. You have a good one. Bye-bye.